Silverberg, Director of the Center for Nonprofit Studies at Austin Community College, and welcome to Civil Society, where we explore issues affecting our communal well-being through a nonprofit lens. We're a proud partner of ACCTV, but given COVID-19, we're going virtual for our fourth season. Our center is committed to being an anti-racist organization, to accelerating our personal learning journeys, confronting our biases and blind spots, and creating opportunities for others to do the same. This episode is part of our series on the Hispanic and Latinx experience in Austin. In January, we will explore the Asian Pacific Islander American and then the Native American Indigenous experiences in Austin. Our 9-part series on the Black experience in Austin can be viewed on our website. As we said in our public statement on racial equity, we're moved by a new sense of urgency to heighten our community's consciousness of institutional racism and systemic impediments to racial equity, and to aggressively progress on the continuum to racial equity to fulfill America's promise for all of its inhabitants. You can access recordings of earlier episodes and register for future programs at nonprofitaustin.org/civil society. My guest today is Hector Aguilar, Executive Dean of Continuing Education and Corporate Training at Austin Community College, where he's worked for over 20 years. During this time, Hector has been a professor and a department chair of the Electronics, Semiconductor, Power and Renewable Energy, and Robotics and Automation programs. Prior to ACC, Hector was an engineer at Applied Materials and Allen Bradley Rockwell, and a math tutor and adjunct math instructor at El Paso Community College. Armed with a PhD in educational administration and community college leadership, Hector has the rare mix of educational degrees coupled with industry, academic, and college workforce experience that allows for significant positive change at local and regional levels. He serves on numerous business and workforce development entities, including Workforce Solutions Rural Capital Board, the Greater San Marcos Partnership Economic Development Board, and is an active leader in various initiatives for local chambers of commerce and independent school districts. In 2013, he served as the president of the Texas Association of Chicanos in Higher Education. I've known Hector as a professional colleague for decades. He's passionate about leading and offering workforce development that helps people find good careers, good jobs, and helps area business and industry access the skill sets essential for their success. Hector, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Good morning, Barry and Caitlin. It's great to be here and share my thoughts and any questions you have.
We will have plenty, Mr. Hector. So I have 2 agendas this morning, Hector. First, I want to explore ACC's new fast track career programs that help participants get a helpful edge on the job market. And we'll want to talk about that. And number 2, would like to talk about you and why you do what you do and how you got to be where you are. So let's kick off with the question of who is Hector Aguilar and where did you come from and why are you working at ACC?
Okay, I'm from El Paso. My wife is from El Paso. Our parents, both her parents and my parents, from Mexico. They came to this country. In the case of my family, without my mom didn't have a high school diploma. My dad graduated from high school in Mexico. Came to the U.S. They moved to Los Angeles. They went into a community college and they learned English. And they really pushed education. Many years later, he became a civil engineer. And so both of them were very pushy towards me and my 3 brothers to do education. So that's how we came about. Like you were saying, I got, like some of my brothers, a bachelor's in electrical engineering, an MBA, and then a PhD in educational administration. And all of that due really to my parents and the influence that they had on us. Now, why why am I working at ACC? I had the great fortune of getting working for different global companies, like you mentioned, Applied Materials and Allen Bradley, and they were located here in Austin. And when I was working with them, I started teaching part-time for ACC. I was teaching one class in the evenings, and I was working regular job. And over time, I love teaching, and the chair of the department asked me, Hector, do you want to come work for ACC? And I was surprised, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I wasn't sure. I said, you know, I'm going to take it, not being sure how it's going to go. It was the best decision in my life. I've worked for great employers, but working for ACC has been terrific for me, because not only do I love what I do and the people that I work with, but I think that we all have an excellent opportunity to change lives of a lot of people. And as you know, ACC is one of the largest community colleges in the United States. So we get to impact real lives of many people. I love this. I love my job, and I love working for this institution because of the impact that we have.
Thank you. So from where you sit and what you do as Dean of Continuing Education and Corporate Training, what do you see as the impact of COVID on the workforce?
It's significant, Barry. You know, we have the college has about more than 100 programs that people can come and take advantage of. They're associate degrees, meaning 2-year degrees, and 1-year credit certificates. But the college also has shorter programs that run from a month or a few weeks to less than a year. And a lot of people come to us, to the college, because they lost their job. They lost their job because of COVID, or they lost their job before COVID. And even without COVID, a lot of people are underemployed. So we all want a better life for ourselves. We either want, many of us that are obviously unemployed, we want a job, but many of us want a better job. And so how do you do that? How can you do that in our society? And I'll be specific here in Central Texas. It's education and training, especially in technology areas, because of how this region has grown. So we provide that. We provide education and training. And since COVID happened, you know, it limited our ability to fill our classes. It limited our ability to offer as many cohorts because of the virus. We had to keep less students per cohort. So it has impacted us, but fortunately our Chancellor Dr. Rhodes, and the board decided to do some things differently, offer more programs, reduce pricing, and do some creative things that we can talk further. But it did impact this, but I think that we've done a number of things that are continuing to give opportunities to a lot of Central Texans.
So describe just briefly, how is the fast track career program different than the other kinds of programs that are being offered in continuing education? And we'll come back to the other programs in a minute.
Sure. Out of like 70 or more programs in continuing education that are short, we picked 12 programs, actually 13, that are very popular and that are typically take 3 to 4 months, 3, 4, 5 months, a few take a year. And because they're popular and there's a lot of jobs right now in Central Texas in them, we cut their price by 50%. So keep in mind, Barry, that all of these programs are on the workforce board's target list, meaning Workforce Solutions Capital Area if you live in Travis County, or Workforce Solutions Rural Capital Area if you live in any of the 9 surrounding counties, Williamson, Hayes, Caldwell, Bastrop, etc. If you are economically disadvantaged, if you lost your job, or you're simply underemployed, and like I said, you meet certain economic criteria, you talk to us or you talk to them, and they will pay your school. But to make sure that we ACC, in partnership with them and other partners, are able to train even more people, to scale the number of people that we train with the limited dollars that we all have, the chancellor and others decided to cut the price by 50%. Now, also keep in mind that there are some of us that are underemployed, and we may not meet that criteria of how much we make. We might be over that line. So even if a program, say a private provider, another school charges $8,000 per program, because we are a publicly tax supported institution, our program might be $3,000, $3,000 versus $8,000. But if you're barely making it, Barry, right now, $3,000 is a lot of money.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you cut it into 1,500, 50%, it makes it more realistic. And we want to give everybody an opportunity to, if you want another job, a better job, to have that opportunity. If you've lost your job and you need a job yesterday, come to us. We will help you. We will get you on your way and onto a job quickly. So these 12 programs that we chose all meet that criteria. They're on the target list of these boards, so they will pay for them. There's a lot of jobs in them. They're short, they're quick, and we have a lot of sections, a lot of starting dates this fall and spring.
So what are the top 12, if you will, that you just mentioned?
Sure, I'll list them.
Sure, please.
Accounting and bookkeeping, administrative assistant, certified nurse aide, certified production technician for manufacturing, dental assistant, HVAC, which is air conditioning technician, medical assisting, medical billing and coding, medical office support, PC, computer support technician, phlebotomy technician, welding, and truck driving. So all of these tend to be entry level. You do not need a high school degree in most of them. You do not need to fill out all of the applications and take tests to come into these programs. Our application is 1 page. It takes about 2 minutes to fill out. What takes time is getting the funding to get it paid for if you need the money. We will get you onto these programs quickly. No requirements, except for the healthcare ones. The healthcare programs do have vaccination requirements, which have time requirements. Keep that in mind. If somebody in the public wants to do healthcare, they need to come to us quickly because they have to follow a schedule for the vaccinations. But most of the other programs is come talk to us, get in, get out, go to work quickly in one of these 12, 13 programs.
So does your staff help people make the connection to the workforce solutions entities?
Absolutely. We connect students that come to us to individuals either at Workforce Solutions Capital Area if they live in Travis County, or Workforce Solutions Rural Capital Area if they live in one of the 9 counties around Travis, or Community Action if they're in Hayes or like in Georgetown, or other partners. We have many, as you know, many third parties, and we have many other organizations that we partner with that either help with tuition or they help with other wraparound services like transportation, childcare, medical care, etc. All of the things that we need, all of the things that are barriers, all of the things that we have to overcome. If we have money, we may not have those barriers, but for a lot of people, those are extreme barriers that fortunately we have partners that can also assist with that.
So many of our viewers are people who are currently working in the nonprofit sector, who are in the position of telling other people about this fantastic resource. So where would they turn to get more information, which we'll include on our website along with this episode?
So let me start with the website, Barry. If they go into the ACC website,
Right.
austincc.edu, the main page, and they scroll down to the bottom of the page, there's a big button says Fast Track Careers.
Oh, okay.
Press Fast Track Careers. And all of the programs are listed there. We have our phone numbers and our website. But if you're listening, maybe we could post it here. Our main number, we can put the website and the number on this page if we could. But the 223-7542, 223-7542. Because sometimes we have a lot of people call in at the same time. If you are interested, please leave a message with your name, your phone number, so we can call you back quickly and provide you a lot of information and work with what you are interested in and help you out quickly. But yeah, we'll connect you with funders. And I thought you were also going to ask, Barry, do we connect you with employers? A lot of people are doing this because of a job.
One
Yeah.
second. Hector, what about connecting to employers?
Okay. Great question, Barry. Great. Yes, we do. In a lot of our programs, like for example, in healthcare, Barry, not only do we connect you, we require that every single student in healthcare do an internship. We call it a clinical at an employer. So you get to know them as a student and they get to know you. So if you're responsible, you're accountable, you're a good employee, you get along with other people, they're going to love you and they're going to hire you. And other employers will also want to hire you. But in the other areas, likewise, I'll give you another example, Barry, like HVAC, which is heating, ventilation, air conditioning. We have a little bit more than 100 employers in Central Texas that hire HVAC technicians. I'll repeat, more than 100 employers in Central Texas that right now hire HVAC technicians. How many are hiring HVAC technicians right now? Almost all of them. And a matter of fact, instead of our students going to them to interview, we require employers to come to us, to the classroom, and interview with our students. They present to our students about how great it would be if you work for me. Okay, it's because demand is higher than supply. So like I said, a lot of these programs have high demand, and that's why we pick them. So we want our students, the whole purpose of all of this is to help somebody get a job or a better job. If we don't succeed there, then this is for nothing. That's what this is for. And to do it quickly.
Sounds great. So continuing education, in addition to the fast track program, offers, I believe, more than 60. My numbers may not be correct. What is the scope of your options? What if I was out there as a citizen of the area, of the district, of the Austin Community College District, what would I find if I come to continuing education?
It's incredibly diverse, Barry. You're asking me questions that I don't want to show off, but you're asking me to show off, so I'm going to show off.
Show off, Hector.
Okay. We have not only is ACC one of the largest community colleges in the country, we have one of the largest continuing education departments in the country, and especially in some areas. For example, in IT computer science, the ACC has many different two-year programs in computer science. Pick a topic and we probably have it both in two-year format and in one-year format in the traditional credit programs in the college. But we also have the short CE continuing education programs. In IT, we have about 20 some programs. For example, we have database analysis, we have PC tech, we have web development, we have networking, we have about 20 some programs, and IT security. We have so many IT programs here in Austin because we have become a major hub for IT in the United States. So because there's a lot of companies like eBay and Google and Apple, and the list goes on and on and on, a lot of employers, a lot of demand, we have a lot of more programs than most colleges around the country. But the same goes because we have a lot of employers in IT and also in semiconductors like Applied Materials and AMD and NXP Motorola and Samsung, etc. We also have other industries that have moved in, like healthcare. A lot of people have moved into the region, so we need more hospitals and doctors. So because we need more hospitals and doctors, we have about 20 some short healthcare programs. So if you want to be, like I mentioned, a dental assistant or a CNA or a medical assistant or an ophthalmic assistant, or like 20 some different areas, we have them in short-term CE. And keep in mind, Barry, like I said before, there's very little requirements. In some of those programs, you don't even need a high school diploma. In some you might, but in most you don't. So you don't have requirements to get in. It's easy to get in. And if you're committed and you like hands-on and you like patients, you like people, you're gonna do great. We'll connect you to a job. So we have in the trades areas, like I mentioned, we also have plumbing, we have truck driving, I mentioned HVAC. So a number of trades areas, and in the business areas like project management, administrative assistant, accounting, a number of areas there too. If you want to be a teacher, we have a teaching certification program. That's an interesting one, Barry. If you do have a degree, you graduated from a 4-year institution anywhere, and you're unemployed right now, you can't find the job, guess what? We need a lot of teachers. We need a lot of teachers right now. We have needed a lot of teachers in the past, and we will continue needing a lot of teachers. We can get you certified quickly. And the list goes on and on.
That's fantastic.
70 programs.
So why aren't more people taking advantage of this?
So we have a lot of students, Barry. We have more than 12,000 students that we serve per year in continuing education.
Right.
This in addition to the 43,000 credit students that are in the traditional credit programs. And that's in addition to the adult education, 3, 4, 5,000, meaning we have 13,000 CE students enrolled. I'll tell you this, Barry, 12,000 some CE students is more enrollment than many small community colleges in Texas.
Total.
So it's not a small number, it's significant, but COVID has impacted, but I know we're doing things to get around it, to make sure we not only continue serving the same numbers, but more people.
Let me shift gears. Your passion is evident, okay? I mean, you care about this stuff, which is phenomenal. I mean, you can tell from the way you're talking about it. So you're a role model probably to a lot of other people, especially young Latino women and men. And you began by talking about your parents coming from Mexico, you used the word pushing, advocating for you to get an education, to get ahead, and you ultimately got a doctorate. What hard-earned wisdom, what lessons have you learned as you've traversed, particularly as a Latino, that others can learn from and emulate to also achieve similar success?
A couple of things, Barry. I would say be persistent. And I think all of us, especially when we're young, we go through many of ups and downs. Even as adults for a long time, for years, you're going to go through a lot of ups and downs. You're going to have successes and you're going to have failures. You're going to have good days. You're going to have great weeks. And then you're going to have terrible weeks. Wherever you are, whatever employer you're with, whether it's a global company or an educational institution, or if you're self-employed, there's going to be great times and there's going to be not as great times. Keep in mind, it will be okay. In the long term, you will be okay. In a matter of fact, good probability you will do great if you're persistent, you focus on your education. And this is not a race for younger people. This is not a race. You have to take 8 classes. Take your time. Take your time. Do it well. If it takes you a little bit more to finish, but you're successful, that's more important. Take your time, finish, complete, take the next step, take your time, and eventually you'll get to wherever you want. And I, you know, my experience, and I think I share this experience with a lot of people, is I've experienced a lot of failures through my life, but also a lot of successes. And at every company that I worked for, and now at ACC, I went from, like you mentioned, from one level to another level to another, and I've been able to go up the ladder very successfully by being patient, persistent, you know, doing a good job. You have to do a good job. You have to be accountable. Whoever your employer is, you have to be accountable. You have to be respectful. You know, there's certain things that you have to do wherever you are. Do those things right. Take your time. Be persistent. I know there's a lot of people that try to jump hoops and they want to achieve a lot very soon. Sometimes that could be dangerous. Take your time. And I tell that to my kids and any young folks that I see. Take your time. Be successful. You're going to be fine. You're going to do great.
You got to be methodical.
Yes.
So in terms of the challenges that you may have faced as Latino, but others are facing today, what challenges are there for people who may not be facing those challenges so they can better understand? What are the top 2 challenges that a young Latino male or female would be facing? One you mentioned is the need for, you know, being persistent. Okay, what's the environment that they have to overcome or they have to persist through, and what kind of experiences do they have in the workplace?
With life in general, Barry, for Hispanics, and I think for a lot of people that are young, yes, it's persistent. You have to be persistent, but it goes beyond that. You have to show up. You have to go out and ask questions, and I think that goes both ways. One of the challenges that we Hispanics have is that we don't know all the opportunities that are available. We may not have mentors. We may not have the right guides. If our parents did not go to college, if our parents did not even graduate from high school, how can they, you know, guide us from an academic, take this class versus that class? That's difficult. Or to say, if you go to this college or university, do this and then this, and keep in mind, meaning it's difficult. And by the way, ACC has all of these programs or other institutions. It's knowing, it's information. That's one of the biggest challenges. If you go out and you interview people, you're going to find that most people don't know. That's an issue we all have throughout the country. Maybe it's a global issue. So you have to go out and ask people, ask friends, ask people that you think are somewhat successful, what opinions, what recommendations they have. Because I think you when you start asking people questions, you're going to quickly learn things, sometimes in a 4-minute conversation, that can change your life. The second issue is, even once you become informed of opportunities, we have barriers. Many of us might come from economically disadvantaged, you know, families. We might have transportation issues, as I mentioned, and other issues. Ask. We have resources. There are many resources. Come to us so we can connect you. As you mentioned, the many nonprofits that partner with us, that supply bits and pieces, but all of us combined together as a big team can help a lot of people. But you have to go out and ask. And we as an institution are going continue to go out more and more into the community to inform. But even if we inform as much as we can, I think there's still going to be a lot of people out there that will not know. And so if, and if you do become aware, share it with your friends.
Yeah.
Share it with other people so that you help not just yourself, but other people. We all deserve a better life as best we can get. And in this country, education is it. It's the easiest, it's the best, the most probable way to attain a better life.
So who are your mentors? Who are your role models?
Barry, I was fortunate. My mentors, as I mentioned, were my parents, my father and my mother, because they put high value. Though they came from Mexico, my mom didn't have a high school diploma, and my dad had just graduated from high school, and they got pregnant. Me, they didn't have college, but they went to college. Dad went to the Los Angeles Community College. That's where he started. He started learning basic English. Many years later, he became an engineer. So they pushed education. I also had an uncle that became an electrical engineer, and he had a lot of influence when I was a little boy. I was fortunate. Maybe I'm a statistical anomaly because I had my uncle and my parents, but many of us do not have my electrical engineer uncle, or my dad that took a basic English class and became a civil engineer, and my parents pushed. So we have to we have to go out and ask for help, ask questions, ask opinions. There's a lot of us that will help, but we can't. You have we will do our part, but I encourage whoever is listening to this to go out of wherever you are and ask questions, because there's a lot of resources.
Yeah. So knowing what you know today, being where you are today, okay, what would you say to that little boy, Hector? Uh, what would you tell him about his future? What would you tell him that you wish he had known when you were young?
Um, I've told them everything I've said earlier. Education in this country, fortunately, is the way up the ladder. There are many countries around the world where who you know or what family you're from is everything. In this country, if you get educated, you get training, you get skilled, you go up the ladder. Sure, if you have good certain connections, it helps. But in this country, you need education. You need education to go up the ladder for the most part. There are people that win the lottery, sure, but most of us through education. And by the way, Barry, your earlier question, I have to add a piece.
Please.
Somebody that is a role model for me. I was going to joke about it, but it's actually real. Is my wife and kids. And if I wouldn't mention her, she would kill me. But really,
It's been nice knowing you.
yeah. but actually, that's another piece that I would tell young people: who you marry has an enormous impact on your entire life. It's really important. So my wife has given me a lot of opportunity. She supported me tremendously, and my kids have been incredible. Also, people that I admire. So I'm fortunate, and I hope everybody, has that experience.
Well, Hector, that's a great way to close. I've enjoyed this. Seen a different part of Hector Aguilar than I have seen in the hallways of ACC. It's been a pleasure, and we will include, along with this episode, the contact information, links to the website, and other topics we've discussed today. So, Hector, thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much. Loved it.
Thank
So,
you.
thank you all for watching and participating in civil society. And thank you, Kate Tolliver, as always, for our managing producer, for all of your support. You can read more about Hector Aguilar and the issues we just discussed and view previous and future episodes of Civil Society at nonprofitaustin.org/civil society. And again, I thank you all for listening, and y'all have a good day.